looks like it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Vaughn. Vaughn has established himself now as the MC on record for for TPDCo and by extension now becoming the Ministry of Tourism because we're making quite a few of them these days, and that's good. Um, you know, today is a very important and special day for me because it's a long time since I have not been on this particular species. And coming to Nannyville today just brings all right, I see you. Yeah. It just brings back such wonderful memories of another time when we had a mix of happiness and a little moment of sadness too, yes. But we tried to coexist as best as we could and made arrangements to build human capital. And if I can remember anything else about here, is the amount of effort and time, Julian, that we spend on building the people of this area. And I just really feel there's so many young people today who are in college, university, and in big jobs all over. And sometimes when I go, and forgive me to use this as part of my salutation, MP, but sometimes when I travel to different places to promote Jamaica as a destination, I get interesting calls and visits from adults who are professionals in different fields and reminding me that them come from Top Range and them come from Backbush and them come from Nannyville and them come from Vineyard Town and them come from Harbour View and them come from Standpipe. Yes, you have it right. And August Town and so on. And these are areas that I serve as MP, you'll be surprised, 28 years ago. But that's what makes me feel like I have done something when the lives of people have been touched, transformed, and made better. So, I know Julian's work, MP Julian Robinson, and I have a lot of time for his contribution to the development of this community in particular, and certainly the constituency overall. And I'm saying it against the background that we are approaching a season that these things are not always said, but but I say it because Julian, beside the fact that I knew him from he was 10, and he was inspired, he said, by me. And I suppose it's an extension of another inspiration because I was inspired by his grandfather, who was the MP for my community in Westmoreland. So you see how it works? All right. So my team, and I want to very specially reference our mayor and councillor for the area. And you know, Mayor Swaby, I never met you while I was here as an MP in the area. But but I have heard about your works, and I'm led to congratulate you certainly for being elected mayor of this great city of Kingston and of course its environs, but also to speak about how some of your own people have mentioned your stewardship in this area. And I am of the ilk that recognize good work anywhere I see it, irrespective from where it emanates. Because good work is good work, and it deserves only to become better work. So the TPDCo team, and I see SDF is well represented here. And I know why it is so important that I keep seeing him. Because the more I see him, is the more I feel that I can get something done in another part of St. uh, so it really is very good to see you, Alan. And I know that you have been doing good work across Jamaica in developing the infrastructure for sports. TPDCo, well, that's my team. And so, you know, I have to recognize you because you mean so much to me. And in fairness, TPDCo has done marvelously well for community development across Jamaica. And I really want to commend you for that. So, Bob Marley once said, if you know your history, then you would know where you're coming from. And right here in Nannyville tells a good and long story. And the history is well known. But the history of the name Nannyville is important, and how the community carries that name. And it is a name of not just a national heroine, but someone who has an indomitable spirit. And I believe that it is that indomitable spirit that has become characteristic of Nannyville, so that Nannyville is now a community with a strong, indomitable spirit, led by a good team of community leaders. So I cannot talk about Nannyville without talking about Nanny of the Maroons, our only national heroine, a leader, a fighter, a healer, a woman who stood for her people when standing meant everything. That same strength and spirit lives on right here in this community. It is your name. It is your story. It's your legacy. So this community was built in 1977 through the Ministry of Housing and with the help of the City of Kingston Cooperative Credit Union. Many of you and your families were able to own homes. That's something to be proud of. And now we turn another page in the story of Nannyville. And thanks, of course, to Spruce Up on the Corner program, a community upliftment initiative from my ministry implemented through the TPDCo. And now we are bringing new life into communities all across Jamaica. Some 363 projects have been carried out under the Spruce Up Jamaica program by the TPDCo in the last 8 years. And in every single constituency across Jamaica, the footprints of Spruce Up on the Corner is there, creating a point of excellence in some instances, creating economic opportunities in some instances, just creating space, livable, walkable space in other instances, and in some instances providing aesthetics by way of parks and gardens and other kinds of physical enhancement. So Spruce Up on the Corner meant a little more than the physical enhancement. It also meant changing attitudes. It also meant creating new vistas of human understanding. And it also meant bringing people together in common places to share ideas and to share best practices, to learn from each other and to add value to their communities and their space. And I'm proud that we have carried that program effectively and well throughout. And if it's one of those simple things that we do in tourism that has really had impact in community, is Spruce Up on the Corner. And what it has done is to create an opportunity for ordinary folks who don't know anything about tourism or who feel that tourism is for some big man. That no, tourism is for everyone, and that the benefits from tourism can in fact accrue to everyone at every level in our community. And so I really want to congratulate the Member of Parliament for the vision of enabling this futsal development and the physical facility itself to be a reality here for us today. And the director, the executive director of TPDCo made the point very well. And it is true, and we're not trying to embellish him. But it's true. Every session of parliament, he comes to me and say, Minister, what happened to my Nannyville project? And if you know him well enough, as I have over the years too, you don't want to be in his crosshairs for sure, because he doesn't ease up on you. And he ended up persuading us, and you notice I said us, because it's not just me alone. He did the same thing with Babsy, Minister Grange, and now Alan has taken on to it. So he ended up getting from me and getting from Minister Grange, and Alan executed on her behalf, and Wade executed on my behalf, and I don't know who else he has harassed. But I want to warn some people that that harassment is coming. Because the next thing, because the next, well, I hope the change is felt. Because I am the change and we have brought it here. So I know it's going to want lights. You understand what I'm saying? And he knows that the next round is when I will make sure that he gets light. So, the young people of Nannyville, this is yours. And don't worry, elderly folks, this is also for you. Because the opportunity is not just for physical dexterity and for athleticism and sports. It is also for simple relaxation. That you as adults can come and walk all around this area. And you can also sit quietly and watch the young people as they play and have recollections of your own time when you used to play and wondered why you were playing on rougher surfaces and didn't have the benefit of this astroturf, you know, astroturf that is now here with smooth, almost billiard table-like surface. It enables you to act better, to be more proficient in what you do, and also to be safer in doing it. So, in closing, I want to say that our commitment continues throughout the communities across Jamaica. And although this futsal concept, which is really getting on traction across Jamaica, because I got jealous. I actually got jealous and said to Mr. Myrie a while ago that I want one in Lilliput. So we're going to have one shortly there because it is an appropriate type of architecture for urban areas where there's scarcity of land space. And young people who are locked into areas because of space constraints feel that they don't have a chance to exercise sports. But this does give the opportunity. And it is a minimal space that is utilized with an absolute opportunity for good exercise and good sports skills development. And I want to encourage us to continue with that. Wade, perhaps you need to give me a program with a budget in terms of how we can do this as part of our own delivery programs for Spruce Up in urban areas, in urban centers, because this is suited for that. And I'm excited about what I see here and also what you did in Raytown, which was the first one that we cut ribbon for, and this is the second one, and I'm anticipating the third and fourth, and indeed somewhere along the line I will cut one for me. So I close by saying that these things that we do for community enrichment is not to be taken lightly, but is to be used efficiently, effectively, and managed well. And I want to charge Minister and friends, Minister Grange, who does a lot of it, as you know, across the, to insist, Mayor, MP, to insist that the management of these facilities is at a high standard. Because that's the only way it can be sustainable, is if it is managed properly. And I don't want to come back to Nannyville and look at it and see something that makes me want to cry. I want to come back to Nannyville and see something that makes me want to smile and be happy, and even at my age, kick a ball.